God revealed what they're doing behind your back. Even your neighbors involved light up. Faith, listen carefully, because what I'm about to say will either sound unbelievable or will explain everything you've been feeling. Point 3 nights ago, something shifted. Not outside. Inside your house, you didn't see it, but you felt it. That moment when the room went quiet for no reason, when your body felt watched, even though no one was there. When peace slipped out of your chest like air leaving a broken vessel. That wasn't anxiety. That was a warning. And here's the part most people will never have the courage to say out loud. Someone close to you, closer than you think, has been moving in silence against you. Not loudly, not obviously, but spiritually, deliberately. And yes, even your neighbor is involved. Stay with me, because before you dismiss this, I need you to remember something Jesus said in Luke 8 verse 17. For nothing is hidden that will not be revealed, nor anything secret that will not be made known and come to light. This is that moment. You didn't find this message found you, because heaven has decided you are ready to see. There was a time when everything felt normal. You greeted them, you smiled, you exchanged small talk across the gate, across the hallway, across the thin line that separates your space from theirs. Nothing seemed wrong, but slowly, subtly, something changed. Not in the atmosphere. You started feeling drained for no reason. Your sleep became restless, your thoughts heavier, your peace inconsistent, and you couldn't explain it, so you ignored it, because that's what good-hearted people do. They ignore discomfort to preserve harmony. But what if I told you? Your spirit already knew the truth, long before your mind could accept it. The Bible says in Job 33 verse 14, for God speaks again and again. Though people do not recognize it, you recognized it. You just didn't trust it. There are people who don't attack with weapons, they attack with observation. They study your patterns. They listen to your tone. They notice your joy, your breakthroughs, your rhythm with God. And at first, they admire it. But admiration without alignment turns into envy. And envy, when left unchecked, becomes intention. Not loud intention, quiet intention. The kind that smiles in your face, but wrestles with your existence behind closed doors. Joseph experienced this. He wasn't attacked by strangers, he was betrayed by those closest to him. Why? Because favor exposes insecurity, and insecurity will always try to silence what reminds it of what it lacks. You thought the tension was in your head, that IT wasn't. You thought the distance you felt was just emotional, that IT wasn't. You thought maybe you were overthinking. You weren't. You were discerning that there's a difference. And now, heaven is pulling the curtain back. Not to scare you, but to free you, because you cannot protect what you refuse to see. Something crossed a line, not physically, spiritually. And when spiritual boundaries are violated, heaven responds. Isaiah 54:17 declares, no weapon formed against you shall prosper. But notice, it doesn't say weapons won't form, that IT says they won't succeed. That means something was formed, something subtle. Words spoken about you in rooms you've never entered. Opinions shaped without your presence. Energy directed without your permission. And the most dangerous part, it didn't look like an attack, that IT looked like normal behavior. That's how it hid. But your spirit kept reacting. That heaviness in your home, that sudden emotional drop, that strange discomfort when they were near, that was your spirit rejecting what your eyes were still accepting. And now, the shift has begun. Because when God decides to expose something, he doesn't shout, he reveals, quietly, strategically, unmistakably. In the next few days, something small will happen. Not dramatic, not explosive, but undeniable, that a slip of the tongue, that a look they can't control, that a reaction that doesn't match the moment. And in that second, everything will click. You won't need proof, that you'll feel confirmation. And when it happens, don't react, don't confront, don't descend. Because Exodus 14 verse 14 says, the Lord will fight for you. You need only to be still. This is not your battle. This is your revelation. Part 2. There's something deeper you need to understand. This was never just about them. It was about what this situation awakened in you. Because the pain you felt, It didn't just come from betrayal, the it came from memory, old wounds, old disappointments, old moments where you trusted and it cost you. And this situation reopened something you thought you had already healed. But God doesn't expose to destroy, He exposes to restore. Because where you're going, you cannot carry unhealed sensitivity. You need discernment, sharp, clear, unapologetic. Jesus himself walked among people who smiled but plotted, and yet he never reacted emotionally, that he responded spiritually. That's your upgrade, that you're not being called to fear people, that you're being called to see them clearly, without illusion, without denial, without emotional attachment blinding your spiritual awareness. Because here's the truth, not everyone around you is assigned to celebrate you. Some are assigned to reveal you. Test your boundaries. Expose your blind spots. Force your growth. Even your neighbor, especially your neighbor, because proximity increases influence, and not all influence is good. That's why Proverbs says, guard your heart above all else, for it determines the course of your life. Guarding your heart doesn't mean shutting people out. It means recognizing who has access. You gave access too easily. Not because you're weak, because you're genuine, but now you're learning, and this lesson will change everything. You will no longer ignore your spirit. You will no longer override your intuition to keep peace. You will no longer explain away discomfort, because discomfort is often revelation in disguise. Watch what happens next. They will begin to distance themselves, not because you push them, but because your light is exposing them. Darkness doesn't fight light forever. Eventually, it retreats. John 1:5 says, the light shines in the darkness, and the darkness has not overcome it. That light is now too strong. And they feel it. That's why the energy has shifted. That's why the atmosphere feels different. That's why things no longer feel natural. It's not falling apart. It's being separated. And separation is preparation. God is removing what cannot go where you're going, even if it's close, even if it's familiar, even if it once felt safe, because your next level requires clarity, not confusion, peace, not performance, alignment, not attachment. And now you are stepping into a different version of yourself. Point one, who sees clearly, moves wisely, speaks less, understands more. You won't chase explanations anymore, that you'll recognize patterns. You won't ignore red flags, that you'll honor your spirit. You won't fear being alone, that you'll understand protection often looks like isolation. Psalm 121 says, the Lord is your keeper, not your neighbor, not your environment, not your surroundings, God. And He has already moved on your behalf. What was whispered will be revealed. What was hidden will surface. What was meant to disturb you will strengthen you. Don't panic. Don't overreact. Don't lose your peace. Try to expose what God is already uncovering. Just watch. Just stay aligned. Just remain still, because this moment right here is a turning point. And if something in your spirit has been confirming every word you've heard, then you already know this isn't coincidence. This is confirmation. And if you receive it, don't say it loudly. Just acknowledge it quietly within yourself. It is done. And from this moment forward, walk differently, because now you see. And now, something inside you is changing. Not loudly, not dramatically, but undeniably. Because once truth is revealed, you cannot return to who you were before you saw it. That version of you, the one who ignored the signs, the one who kept giving the benefit of the doubt, the one who silenced your own discernment just to keep peace, that version is fading. And in its place, someone sharper is rising, that you're starting to notice things you once overlooked. The pauses in conversations, the forced smiles, the way certain people react when something good happens to you, not with joy, but with restraint, and it hits you. Not everyone who claps for you is celebrating you. Some are measuring you. Some are studying you. Some are waiting for you to fall. And the moment you realize that, it stings, not because they're powerful, but because you were pure. You didn't operate like that. You didn't think like that. It never crossed your mind that someone close, someone familiar, could carry that kind of energy toward you. But the Bible never hid this truth that in fact, it warned you. Indeed, all who desire to live a godly life will be persecuted. 2 Timothy 3:12 Not attacked by strangers alone, but often by those within reach, within proximity, within access, because proximity is what makes it effective. That's why this had to happen. Not to break you, but to wake you, because where you're going next, discernment is not optional, that it is survival. You can't afford to be spiritually blind anymore. You can't afford to call everything normal, just to stay comfortable. You can't afford to ignore what your spirit is clearly rejecting, because now you understand something deeper. Peace is not just a feeling, that it's a signal. And when that signal disappears, it's not random, that it's revelation. Think about it. How many times did you feel uneasy, but stayed anyway? How many times did your energy shift, but you explained it away? How many times did something feel off, but you convinced yourself it was nothing? That wasn't nothing. That was God trying to get your attention. Quietly, patiently, but now, He's no longer whispering now. He's revealing. Because delay is no longer allowed in your life, that you've stayed too long in places that drained you, that you've tolerated too much just to keep harmony, that you've dimmed your awareness to avoid discomfort. But that season is over. You are not that version anymore. You are no longer called to be agreeable. You are called to be aware, and awareness changes everything, because now you won't react the same. You won't engage the same. You won't trust the same, not out of fear, but out of wisdom. Jesus Himself said in Matthew 10 verse 16, "Be wise as serpents and innocent as doves." You've mastered innocence. Now you're stepping into wisdom, and wisdom knows when to step back, without drama, without explanation, without announcement, because not every separation needs a speech. Some just need distance, that you're going to notice something else too. They will start pulling away, slowly, subtly, without confrontation. And for a moment, you might question it. You might wonder, did I do something wrong? But deep down, you'll know that it's not rejection, that it's exposure, because your presence now carries something heavier, something stronger, something they can no longer stand near without being revealed. Light does that. It doesn't argue with darkness, that it exposes it. And once exposed, darkness has only one option, that retreat, that let them, that don't chase what God is removing, that don't hold on to what heaven is separating. Because every distance you're experiencing right now is intentional, strategic, protective. You are being repositioned. And repositioning often feels like loss before it feels like clarity, but clarity is coming. And when it fully settles in, you'll realize something powerful. Nothing was taken from you. You were being protected for what you couldn't yet see. And now that you see it, you're free. Free from confusion, free from hidden tension, free from invisible pressure, free to become who you were always meant to be, without interference. And this is where your real power begins, not in reacting, not in exposing, not in proving anything to anyone, but in alignment, in stillness, in knowing. Because now you don't need confirmation from people. You have confirmation from within. And that changes how you move. You speak less, but you understand more. You observe more, but you react less. You feel everything, but you're controlled by nothing. That is spiritual maturity. That is authority. And that is exactly where God is taking you. Higher, cleaner, stronger, but also wiser, because elevation without discernment is dangerous, but elevation with discernment is unstoppable. And now, you are stepping into that place where your peace is protected, your circle is refined, your spirit is aligned, and no hidden intention, no silent envy, no unseen manipulation can touch what God has already covered. Psalm 37:6 says, "He will make your righteousness shine like the dawn." And that's exactly what's happening now. Slowly, surely, unstoppably. Everything is being brought into the light. Not by you, but for you, so you can walk forward without confusion, without fear, without hesitation, because now you see clearly. And once you see clearly, you move differently. So from this moment on, Protect your peace, trust your spirit, and never ignore what God reveals again. Because this wasn't just a message, this was a turning point, and if you felt it, if something deep inside you confirmed every word, then you already know what to do. You don't need to say it loudly, just acknowledge it within yourself. I see now, and walk forward like someone who finally does.